Carl Friedrich Gauss was born on April 30, 1777, in a small town called Brunswick in Germany. He was one of the most famous and important mathematicians in history. From a very young age, Carl showed a deep love for numbers and math. His story is a fascinating journey of discovery that changed the world of mathematics forever. When Carl was a little boy, his teachers did not know that he was a genius. In fact, when he was just 7 years old, he amazed his teacher by solving a difficult math problem. The teacher asked the class to add the numbers from 1 to 100. Most students would add the numbers one by one, but Carl quickly found a clever way to do it. He realized that the first number, 1, and the last number, 100, added up to 101. The second number, 2, and the second to last number, 99, also added up to 101. This pattern continued, and Carl saw that there were 50 such pairs, each adding up to 101. So, he multiplied 50 by 101, and got 5050. Carl finished the problem in a few seconds, while the other students were still adding the numbers one by one. His teacher was so amazed that he knew Carl was a special student. As Carl grew older, he continued to show his talent for mathematics. He was a very hard-working student, and loved learning about different mathematical ideas. He studied at the University of Göttingen, one of the most famous universities in Germany. It was there that Carl made many important discoveries. He solved many difficult problems that had puzzled mathematicians for years. He studied shapes, numbers, and patterns, and created new ways to understand math. One of Gauss's most important achievements was his work on the theory of numbers. He discovered many new facts about prime numbers. Prime numbers are numbers that can only be divided by 1 and themselves, such as 2, 3, 5, and 7. Gauss studied these numbers and found patterns that helped other mathematicians understand them better. His work on prime numbers led to new theories that are still important today. Gauss also made important discoveries in other areas of mathematics. He studied geometry, which is the study of shapes and sizes. He was the first to prove that every positive whole number can be written as a sum of at most 3 triangular numbers. Triangular numbers are numbers that can form a triangle when arranged in dots. For example, 1, 3, 6, 10, and 15 are triangular numbers. This was a big discovery, and it helped other mathematicians learn more about numbers and their properties. Carl Gauss also worked on algebra, which is a branch of mathematics that deals with symbols and the rules for manipulating them. In algebra, mathematicians use letters to represent numbers, and they solve problems by finding the value of these unknown numbers. Gauss developed new ways to solve equations and made important contributions to the study of polynomials, which are mathematical expressions involving powers of numbers. Another important area where Gauss made a big impact was in the field of astronomy. Gauss used his mathematical skills to help astronomers calculate the orbits of planets and other objects in space. In 1809, a famous astronomer named Johann Hieronymus Schröder discovered a small planet called Ceres. At the time, the exact position of Ceres was not known. Gauss used his mathematical knowledge to predict the position of Ceres, and his prediction was very accurate. This was a huge achievement, and it helped establish Gauss as one of the greatest mathematicians of his time. Carl Gauss was also interested in the study of magnetism and electricity. In the early 19th century, scientists were just beginning to understand the forces of magnetism and electricity. Gauss used his mathematical abilities to study these forces and made many important discoveries. He worked with another scientist, Wilhelm Weber, to create the first electric telegraph, which allowed people to send messages over long distances using electrical signals. This invention was an important step in the development of communication technology. Despite all of his incredible discoveries, Carl Gauss was a very humble person. He did not seek fame or recognition. He preferred to work quietly, often in isolation, and let his work speak for itself. Many of his discoveries were published in scientific journals, but Gauss did not always want attention. He was not a showy person and did not like to be in the spotlight. Instead, he focused on doing what he loved, solving math problems, and exploring the world of numbers. Gauss lived most of his life in Germany, and he spent many years working at the University of Göttingen. He continued to work on mathematics, even after he became famous. Throughout his life, he made more than 150 important discoveries in different areas of mathematics and science. Gauss's work has had a lasting impact on the world of science and mathematics. His ideas continue to influence new generations of mathematicians and scientists. Carl Friedrich Gauss passed away on February 23, 1855, at the age of 77. Today, he is remembered as one of the greatest mathematicians in history. His discoveries have shaped the way we understand math, and his influence can still be seen in many areas of science and technology. Gauss's love for numbers and his brilliant mind led him to make discoveries that have helped to make the world a better place. His story is one of curiosity, hard work, and a deep passion for knowledge. Even though he lived a long time ago, his work continues to inspire and teach people all over the world.